Okay, movement tips with Moon Knight. Now, rather than grappling onto bits of the environment, which can take a lot of time as you search for a vantage point, grapple at your feet. This will launch you right into the air. Another thing you want to add on to this, as you do a jump after you've grappled, it can take a bit of time to use that jump. Instead, melee and then jump, and it's much, much quicker. Hello guys, how's it going? In this video, I'll be sharing some top tips for Marvel Rivals that not a lot of people seem to be using, and this is a mix of hidden options in the menu that will give you the edge in matches, expert character combos that will absolutely melt enemies, and other tips. So, let's get started. Okay, for this first tip, it's a way you can keep tabs on your teammates in battle, and for this, we're going to go to audio, then combat mix, and scroll down to the option announce when a teammate is KO'd. Turn that volume all the way up, and this is going to basically do what it says, announce when your teammates are KO'd. You can also have it so you announce when an enemy is KO'd as well. And now in a match, if you look in the top right corner, you can see whenever anyone is taken out of the battle. So if there's a red name followed by a blue name, that means the enemy has taken out one of your teammates. If it's a blue name followed by a red name, that means your teammate has taken out the enemy. And you also get a little sound effect that plays, so you don't have to look in the top right corner all the time. So listen out for this sound effect, and it means someone has been taken out of the battle. It's really useful to know when your teammates have been KO'd or if you've got a full squad, because if you're there on your own, you're obviously going to be going up against a lot of enemies, and it's going to be a one-sided fight. But if you hear the little ding, then it means one of your teammates has been KO'd, so it may be good just to back out for now. Okay, next up we have Chronovision. Now, I don't think a lot of people are really using this to the full extent, but Chronovision basically lets you highlight destructible elements of the environment. And there's so many destructible elements here, it really makes a difference. And a lot of things you wouldn't even think destructible, like this entire building. And you can use destruction to your advantage. So for some people, they might want to clear routes and shortcuts through buildings. You could also take out bridges so the enemy team can't use them as vantage points. So many different ways to use destructible environments. As Doctor Strange here, I'm actually making a little hidey hole through a wall so I can keep tabs on enemies and shoot them through the wall, but also keep myself hidden and nicely defended. So yeah, use Chronovision during matches, and to do that, all you have to do is press B on the controller, B on the keyboard, or the right D-pad on the controller, and this will show up different destructible elements in environments. And remember, you can always make a custom game, so you can try all this out on your own, free from fighting and free from any enemies whatsoever. So you can make a custom game with no enemies by going to the Create button. But also you could practice against bots as well, so you can fill it with bots. But for this one, we're going to just have an empty level so we can focus on what we need to do. And I'll show you another reason why you're going to want to do this and create your own empty custom game. And that is to do with medkits. Now, medkits are really useful, and they are always in the exact same place in every level. So you want to learn where these are. So in this level, we have a medkit here, and this could save our life if we're being targeted by enemies. Here's another one. So we can actually stay near a medkit and then just top our health up when we get into a fight. Or we could, have a fight with someone, bait them over towards the medkit, and then use that medkit first, so we keep our health topped up while their health keeps going down. So yeah, it really helps to learn the layouts of all the medkits in a level. Okay, some characters have certain combos that will absolutely melt through enemy health bars. So here's Magic. Takes out Iron Fist in just 3 hits. And to do this, you hold LT to charge up your move, then RB, then RT. That's just 3 hits, and with good timing, you can take them out instantly. And here's what it looks like just spamming some buttons. It doesn't take, it takes way more time. There you go. So make sure you use that combo with Magic. And it's the same with Psylocke, so she's got different combos as well. What I like to do with Psylocke is, between her projectiles, use a melee. So that's using your melee between projectiles, and let's see that again. Projectile, melee, and it melts their health bar really quickly. And that's if you just use your projectile. So if you just fire your projectile with no melee in between, it takes slightly longer. With Venom as well, if you use your RT ability, it takes a bit longer than if you melee in between. So there's a melee, And I'm going to show you this side by side because it might be hard to spot, but if you look on the right, it's a bit quicker. There you go. Take him out a bit quicker by meleeing in between your RT attacks. Okay, so onto the roster now, and there's a little icon. You may have noticed this orange icon. And what this actually shows you is the bonus that that character has. And some characters have temporary bonuses. So Iron Fist, he has a 15% damage bonus. And this is because of the seasonal bonuses. So every season, some characters will have different bonuses to their health, different bonuses to their attack power. So Hela is someone else with a seasonal bonus as well. And she has 20% damage boost. And that's really useful. So it's basically the developer's way of incentivizing you to use different characters in different seasons. So this is definitely the season of Iron Fist and Hela. And also Venom, he has 150 plus onto his health. So you might be going up against him and thinking, why is he not going down? He seems to have a lot of defense. This is probably why. Groot is someone else with a lot of defense this season. He has 150 max health. Thor has 100, so different characters have different bonuses this season, and this is always changing. So yeah, if you were going up against Iron Fist and you thought, okay, this guy needs a nerf, maybe the developers aren't going to nerf him. It's just that's just how he works this season. Adam Warlock, again, he has a 50% healing bonus, so also support characters do benefit from this. Luna Snow has a plus 15% healing bonus as well. So yeah, it's attack, it's health, it's healing. Whether you're a lone wolf or you're more team orientated, these seasonal bonuses really do matter. Okay, here's a little tip you can use to deal with flying enemies. Hulk is a really good antidote to flying enemies. You can leap and drag them straight out the sky. With Hawkeye, his hypersonic arrows are really good against flying enemies. That just knocks them straight out the sky as well. And you can follow them up with more arrows. So Hawkeye's really good to deal with flying enemies. Another good anti-air character is Pene Parker, because she has her web ability. With a web ability, you can tie up flying enemies like so and drag them to the ground, although they don't actually go all the way to the ground. There we go. But it does knock them out long enough that you can attack them. There you go. A few more projectile attacks to follow up. Okay, movement tips with Moon Knight. Now, rather than grappling onto bits of the environment, which can take a lot of time as you search for a vantage point, grapple at your feet. This will launch you right into the air. Another thing you want to add on to this, as you do a jump after you've grappled, it can take a bit of time to use that jump. Instead, melee and then jump, and it's much, much quicker. So grapple at your feet, melee, and then jump. That's what happens when you jump straight after, but here is what happens when you melee after you jump, and it's a bit quicker. Jump, melee, and then you're right off into your glide. Okay, and let's end on a final way you can get loads of points and win all the time, and that's by using Loki. Loki excels at capture game types because, for one reason, he can cast himself at different points in the environment and enemies don't know which one you are. Whenever you fire, use your projectile, your copies of yourself actually do this as well. So you're kind of multiplying your firepower, and that's ideal in capture game types. You can also turn into any character on the battlefield. So here I'm using Luna Snow and her ultimate ability and just totally ripping off her powers. But that's not the main thing. The main thing that I like is casting yourself as Loki. As well as that, you can also turn invisible, which means enemies can just totally lose track of you because you don't have that much health, to be honest. But yeah, the best thing is making copies of yourself, and these copies actually follow your moveset, so you are multiplying your firepower. You can also cast yourself up to different ledges and then teleport straight to where you've cast yourself, which is a really useful way of getting vantage points and also escaping from enemies. You do have a backstab as well, which is on the right stick. So if you click the right stick in, you do a backstab, but that's kind of hard. I find that hard to actually pull off in the heat of battle, especially in conquest game types. But yeah, it's just so useful to be able to create copies of yourself, and I've not really seen that many people utilizing Loki, and if they do, they're not using it in the capture game types, which is basically what this character was made for, and I'm having a lot of fun on these capture game types as Loki. So yeah, if you want some easy victories, use Loki on capture. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. These were my Marvel tips that I don't really see that many people using, but if you've got anything to add, then do let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and for more Marvel Rivals guides, subscribe to the channel.
I accept this minor improvement.